All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Honey Badger Radio. My name is Brian. I'm here with Allison, and this is Maintaining Frame number 189. She blames MAGA for her debt, where we are going to be looking at two videos from a popular YouTube channel called Caleb Hammer. Caleb Hammer does financial advice, or at least like this is like what it says on the tin, right? But what it usually ends up being is kind of like you know, um, a
Life
show
review.
about a guy that like yells at people for being bad with money. So that's what it is. And he has like mental breakdowns, and sometimes the guests have mental breakdowns. Um,
I
and
actually,
yeah, and what you get is basically you have like most of the people who come on there are younger, and they have made poor choices or they found themselves in debt somehow, and they're going to him for financial advice. And he does it, but the cost is shame. So we're going to be looking at two videos where the people on his show are trying to blame the rise of fascism for their financial situation, whether that is because the system itself is against them or the existence of the system has caused them to make poor choices, but it's not their fault.
mm,
And these are one is a woman, the first one, and the second one is a couple, it's a woman and a man. So
yeah.
that's
And as we
basically
all know, fascism is a code
premise.
word for masculinity.
Yeah, usually.
Usually, is it not
So
here? Did it
this is a
actually get?
request, right? So who
Yep.
sent this in?
Richard Bier
Okay.
did this as a request, and my first introduction to Caleb Hammer was a short that was taken out of his auditing of an OnlyFans creator. Now, she wasn't a really big OnlyFans creator. She said she had two main supporters, one of whom was under the impression that he might be able to have a relationship with her. And she had a friend. So the OnlyFans creator was sort of like a mid woman. And then she had what they call like a handmaiden, which is a significantly less attractive woman. And the significantly less attractive woman kept white knighting for the OnlyFans creator. Or I don't even know what you call it when it's a woman, and kept telling Caleb, she's just a girl, treat her, she's just, let her be a girl. I mean, like let
Mhm.
her be audited by the IRS, end up in jail or with a significant fine. Okay. All right. But anyway, it was just that was my first introduction to Caleb Hammer. And he was, honestly, I think that when I sort of analyzed it, I thought he was actually being very, very nice to her, because technically what she was doing with her one patron, or what, I don't know what to call him, supporter, client, was technically relationship fraud. Like there is such a thing, and it is not legal to lead people on with the impression that you are in a relationship with them. It is no longer, it used to be called heart bomb laws. It used to only apply to men leading women along, but now it is considered like it's a gender neutral form of con artistry, and it is not actually legal. So Caleb was explaining to her what she needed to do to, I guess, make sure that she was within the law in terms of her taxes and what she needed to declare, and also told her, you should stop doing that. You should tell this client very clearly that you're not ever intending to be in a relationship with him. Otherwise, you're engaging in relationship fraud. I'm not exactly sure if it's termed relationship fraud, but it's that kind of thing. And I looked at that and I said, the fact he isn't actually turning her in for breaking the law is sort of, it's, I'm not going to say it's simping, but it is sort of, it is giving her the girl pass a little.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure if a man came on his show and said, "Yeah, I'm leading this old lady along. She thinks she's gonna have a relationship with me, ha ha ha," but no, she's just paying for my sneakers. Like he would not be like, "Well, you should be a little careful with that." You might want to reconsider your life choice. I'm not gonna turn you into the authorities, but you might want to take a sharp U-turn on that path of life there. There's a difference. But anyway, it's interesting to see him again. Of course, this one I'm not so sure if it's going to end up being as tied to gender. But we'll see. I don't know.
Well, we got a request from Richard, so he's obviously got. Did you watch these, Richard, or did you just see how long they were and sent them to us? I'm just curious. These are like these videos are like an hour and a half, and so they're usually, most of it is just him saying, "I can't believe you're this stupid," and the other people shrugging and grinning like idiots. And I'm not shitting on the content. Like Lindsay loves this stuff for some reason, but it's a lot. It's like a lot to sift through.
A lot
find
to sift
something
through.
of substance. So
It's entirely possible he just saw this link and said, "Yeah."
He was like, "Oh, I bet they'd like this." Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it.
Anyway, so yep, this was a request, and I'll do the things. If at any point throughout the show you want to send us your comment or tip, you can do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Very best way for you to send us those funds, and probably the best way for you to send us a comment too, because it avoids YouTube's comment labyrinth, the minotaur in the center of YouTube's comment labyrinth, which is censorship. See how my analogy was very stealthful. Anyway, let's get into it.
Censorship.
Just call it censorship.
You could forego the labyrinth that is you trying to describe the labyrinth.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with this video from Financial Audit called "She Blames MAGA for Her Debt." Yes, this is what she claims. So let's play this clip. Oh, she's gonna give us a little bit of her life situation.
In their hair, that they might be afraid that you're the one with razors and scissors.
She's a hairdresser or something. That's how she makes her money right now. She does hair. So
they are just as crazy as I am, actually. It's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
What?
Very good. So you must be making good money, business.
I feel like we're missing a big part of the plot here. Perhaps we should go back about 30 seconds.
Okay. I don't know if you're gonna get much, but okay.
I absolutely do. A permit.
Is that a multi-week process?
It is. Your hair's not healthy enough to do it.
Huh?
Yet.
Yours?
Yep.
You said yours.
Yeah. Talking about me. My hair.
You talk to yourself in the yours?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
I have third-person conversations all the time.
Hopefully not out loud.
I work for myself, so kind of.
There are people in the chair. If you start having conversations with yourself.
So you go. So yeah.
Oh God. The context doesn't make it better.
No.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay, let's keep going.
While you're doing their hair, that they might be afraid that you're the one with razors and scissors.
They are just as crazy as I am, actually. It's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, I have questions. Right off the bat. What is this, like the little hair shop of horrors?
I think that she does hair independently. Like it's not like she owns a salon or anything.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, no, I get the neutral context that she owns a salon and that she does hair. It's everything that's flavoring the neutral context that has got me baffled and concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, she owns a salon. She's a hairstylist. So yeah, it's not like from her house. She does own a salon, but it's a small place. Okay, but anyway, let's keep going.
Oh, you must be making good money, business owner. I'm hoping.
Not as much. We've got kids at home, and they're kind of the priority.
No, okay. When you say we, see, I don't know. Are we talking we as in you?
Me? Yes. Sorry, I have kids at home, and they are my priority. So
that's fine.
I make so that I can show up for them. I choose to make a little bit less.
To help? So it's just you.
It is just me.
Okay, good. How many? Well, not good, but whatever. It is what it is.
You're a single mom. Okay.
You can avoid
Um,
that. We gave women like every potential opportunity to avoid becoming single moms or quote unquote exploited by men, and yet somehow it still keeps happening.
Actually, it seems to happen even more.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so she's a single mom.
The only thing that's
How many-
changed
how
is
many-
that we seem to blame them less and less.
Yes. Well, in fact, we celebrate single motherhood. It's the bravest thing you can do. It takes so much courage, mostly from the judgment of other people that might think you should have a man at your house or something.
Or that you
That's
shouldn't.
where the courage is at, you know.
Maybe you should have prioritized having children with the man who was going to have a relationship with them and indicated as such by marrying you.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you shouldn't have taken the husband or the father out of their kids' lives. But
Mhm.
well, let's go with this. All right, it is a thing that has happened.
Yep.
kids.
2, 9, and 11.
So
Her kids are 9 and 11. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Never forget. Sorry.
what's going on?
So I am actually kind of in debt because of the past election.
Wait.
Oh boy,
I know it's kind of crazy.
that escalated.
Well, at least you acknowledge it. What the do you possibly mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
anything that
curious as
happened.
well. I am deeply curious. The connection. I mean, there might be a connection to the rise of AI, although I really doubt that she was in any
No,
of
I
the.
don't think she's thinking about AI, especially
Okay.
because she's a hairdresser. AI is not cutting hair yet.
Although I imagine that her clients might consider an AI hairdresser over a woman who mutters to herself in the second person while cutting
Yeah.
her. That's. I hope that was just a joke that got away from her. Oh, how
Yeah.
would that go? You hope that it's just a joke that it got away, that she got away from her. You hope that. All right, let's go. That's really
Day
freaking awkward.
of election or inauguration that was like all of a sudden, here's a loan from the federal government. Please have it.
So most of my clients are affected by how the economy works, including
Well, that's everything in the service-based economy.
including my boyfriend's work. He's in
Oh,
construction.
you have a
I
boyfriend.
do.
Okay.
And his income has been affected drastically. And
Well, where
so,
is he in construction?
what do you mean?
What kind of construction does he do?
He mostly does flooring, but
And what's
he's
his job?
done whole home remodels.
Mhm.
He does some handyman work here and there. But a lot of that work has slowed down as well.
That's interesting because if I'm not mistaken, especially when home prices were soaring as materials were.
I remember why this one was chosen. I remember. It's because of her particular arrangement of her relationship. And if I recall, she and her boyfriend don't live together. He maintains a separate residence and pays for her apartment. And the reason why he's done that is to avoid common law marriage.
Oh.
But maybe
so?
I could be completely wrong. I could be imagining things. So let's find out.
All right.
Stopped renovating as quickly, and that was in the high inflation time. Wouldn't that have impacted his job as well about 3-4 years ago?
So
And then got a little better for a while, and
for a little while, yes. And we were kind of doing okay at that point. Now we do live separately and we handle our finances all separately.
you've broken up.
No, we just live separately. We have
You say now.
Yes,
You were together.
we are together
No, you live together.
for a short time.
It's usually indicative of a great relationship. Moving out.
We did not agree on how some of the debt situations were being handled, and to keep
Also indicative of an incredible relationship.
outside of that, it's actually
Oh man, he's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually more spicy than I was expecting based on the last one I watched.
Oh no,
He's-
I mean, look, a lot of it is bants for the clicks. So you
Yeah.
know. So I think that, and I say this because from what I understand, he like plays up his reactions, and I think that the guests are usually informed that that's going to happen because they're creating content. So that I'm not saying nothing is authentic. Like these people are not real people with real lives. I'm saying that everything is dramatized and sort of like amplified for
Mm-hmm.
the internet. So he's probably being honest, but they know that this is like the way the show is supposed to be. So
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the things where we agree on life matters, it's great. Yeah, it sounds like a nice friends with benefits.
But to keep each other from getting tied to each other's debts, we decided to live separately.
What do you mean? You weren't married.
Yes.
Living together doesn't all of a sudden make it a legally binding thing.
Common law comes into play.
Are you in like common law marriage?
No, because and a big reason to avoid that is, or a big way to avoid that is not living together. We don't share a mailing address.
Okay, so
So
I think that this man has determined that this woman is a disaster. And while she's still willing to hit it, he definitely quit it in a domestic sense. So he's
well, at least until their debt situation is figured out. And it might be her debt situation. Like I know she's saying our, but it might just be hers. Which I guess is a smart move on his, because he's not on the show, so I don't know what his situation is. So we only have her word, right? So, but she does end up, I want to say like a few grand in debt, like after they figure out all of her expenses and everything. Let me just see. Yeah, 3,300 in debt. So anyway.
Jet.
It's not living together. We don't share a mailing address.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be insinuated or taken as we are living together and presenting as a married couple, because we aren't and we don't.
So going above and beyond on that. Yeah. So last election.
Yes.
I'm a little
okay. Here it comes.
On exactly what you mean by that. Now, I know jobless numbers, unemployment. Overall, I've covered this in the live streams on the Caleb Hammer Live YouTube channel ever since like the height of the best employee market in the history of basically humanity about 4 years ago. You know, jobs gained on a monthly basis has been a steady decline. You know, people think the president has a lot more impact than they do. Now, you could yell tariffs, you could yell a lot of things, right? Which I'm sure you will.
No, I really.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm glad that he keeps a sort of a neutral line. That's something I would definitely agree with. I don't think presidents have as much of an impact on the economy as we are led to believe, or want to believe. So, okay, let's hear what you.
I agree with that. I mean, I think that like it's almost like the stock market. Like companies react to it's kind of emotional in a way. You know, but the presidents don't affect that really. I mean, when Biden was in office and they said they created a bunch of jobs, they did, but they were all government jobs, and government jobs are a net negative. They're basically negative jobs. They are jobs, but they're jobs paid for by taxpayers. So they're not creating money, you know, they're taking it. So they don't count. But if everyone thinks that things are good, and they're more likely to start businesses. That's what I mean. Like how the stock market is, like if people become afraid, then the stocks can change based on that. But that doesn't really reflect the value, and it's not something controlled by some top authority. But anyway. I
really don't think they can impact as much as people say that they can.
Well, they can. It just takes longer.
Right.
And even the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, who is not the biggest fan of Trump, specifically says we will not see the long-term the effects of tariffs for like a decently while. It takes a long time to filter through the economy.
Yeah.
People get hyper political and excited online. Like, but you know, it's whatever. But we're on the same trajectory and trend that we have been in terms of job numbers added on a monthly basis.
Right.
Like if we would be almost in a very similar economic thing we're in right now if Kamala was president as well, would you be saying the exact same thing? That because of the last election, you have lost money?
Ooh.
So you blame everyone.
What?
What? Is this just bullshit? Like, did she just Just get a hat full of little cards of potential things to external things to blame and just pulled the election out. Oh, that sounds clever and or sophisticated. I'll just blame the election. That happens every 4 years. Just the election, not who was elected, not Trump, and apparently not Kamala. I feel like she's trying to avoid being cornered, honestly. But let's
Yeah. Well, she
Let's hear
doesn't
the girl
want
math.
to say that she was that. Yeah. Anyway, let's just keep going.
Yourselves.
No.
You can blame economic
Because
conditions. I bet people do less home renovations when things aren't as juicy. It's people borrow for home renovations. Interest rates are still high, even though they've come down a little. Even still, people are less likely to invest in renovating a house when interest rates are high.
I've looked at potentially moving out of the country, and it's just never feasible.
What does that make sense for? In what way?
Where the hell would you move? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not better anywhere. It's not better in Canada. I don't know if it's better or not. I don't think it's better in Australia. I mean,
No.
Yeah, it's not better in Europe.
Well, this the thing. This is just like a thing that these like that people are just like, I'm gonna move to this other country, and it's like, but those other countries are not better. But they don't believe that. They are certain that Canada's better, or the UK is better, or Europe is better, or Australia or New Zealand. But none of them are like, I'm gonna go to Honduras. Like nobody says, I'm gonna go to Nigeria and start a company there. I mean, maybe there are opportunities there, but they're not thinking that. They're usually thinking about Europe or Canada. So
yeah. Okay, let's I feel like this is just we're just digging a girl logic hole.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I think most of the people who go on his show are women.
Mhm.
I think so. I didn't look into the numbers. I could be wrong, but from just like Lindsay listens to this stuff in the background while she's doing other things, and I'll always hear a woman on there. So I think it's mostly women. And it makes sense because like I think women are in a lot of debt right now collectively because
Mhm.
of college and just like their spending habits and their I don't know, just the way that they deal with credit and stuff. Like they're probably more likely to be in trouble than men, or at least seek help from men. So, but anyway, let's keep going.
else. It has to be better anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
No.
You'll be moving to sub-Saharan Africa.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
No, probably not. It's
You
too hot.
said anywhere.
Almost
Else.
anywhere.
Oh, okay. Pushing the goalpost a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Okay, where's it better for you, salon owner, business owner?
Salon owner, business owner, I don't know. I haven't
I'll tell
actually
you an
looked
economy
that
that's
far
doing
into
pretty
it.
well.
Here's a thought.
Europe, I'm sure you really.
Here's a thought. Don't mutter and act like a crazy person with your clients unless they're into that and they specifically pay for it.
She says that her clients are happy with her. So like I don't think that her tendency to talk to herself is a problem. I think that's why she jokingly said like my clients are as crazy as me. I think it's because she's essentially saying they tolerate this and that's fine and they're fine with it. So
Okay.
I mean, like an eccentric hair salon person, I think that's like fairly common.
All right, fair enough. Fair
So,
enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did, to answer your question, according to Grok, based on an analysis of available data from episode counts, fan discussions, and content patterns across 301 episodes spanning 2023 to November 2025, the percentage of female guests on Caleb Hammer's financial audit is approximately 70%. This is an estimate derived from community observations on Reddit and X, where friends frequently note a strong skew towards female guests, often describing the show as mostly women or 95% women. Okay. So we can get into the apparent, like Grok has offered us a rationale why it's mostly women. So basically this is like the whatever podcast, except for taxes or finances.
For debt.
For debt.
For financial advice, yeah.
Here's the breakdown and reasoning. Total episodes. All right. 80% guest formats, 80% solo guests, one person audited, 15% couples, mixed gender, counting one male and one female, 5 groups or other, for example, siblings, rare all male, female pairs. Approximate number of episodes, solo female, 60%, solo male, 20%. Okay. Okay, so this is the Reddit consensus on why he's always targeting women. I'm guessing that the phrase
Targeting women?
targeting women is likely to come up.
Okay.
On Reddit. Threads like, of all the guests, who's the best in the best financial shape, and the average financial audit experience highlight that most of the guests I've seen are women with train wreck finances. Oh, this must have come from one of the bro Reddits, with users citing examples like financial abuse victims or insane women episodes as the norm. No thread disputes the female majority. Instead, they reinforce it. Financial abuse victims. Now, I'm curious. Do they mean financial, like the women are the financial abuse victims?
Like the women are claiming to be financially abused. Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Like in this case, I'm looking at my notes. The boyfriend pays for her rent and utilities.
In this
Yeah.
video?
Yes.
Yeah.
He pays for her rent and utilities.
Yeah.
That's not like, for what?
Yeah, but again, like if we're looking at, okay, so this could be the exception in terms of it counting towards financial abuse. Yes, it sounds like he's the one being financially abused if that's a thing. But what I'm saying is it possible that where this information is being retrieved from by Grok, the people retrieving it do not consider it abuse when the man is the target? Like if he's saying, I will pay for your rent and utilities, or there's an offer or some kind of deal struck up where the man says, I'll pay for your stuff. And we could say in some context that would count as financial abuse, but maybe the people where they're getting this from don't see it that way because it's a man. And men, we just don't see them as abused, as victims. So it's possible that this is definitely an example of that, but wouldn't be counted. See what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm probing that a bit more. Shall we listen to some more?
Let's listen to more. He's going to go into some countries that might be better for her.
Like Europe. Poland's increasing. Poland's doing very well. But you know what happened if you
Poland doesn't want her.
People in the salon? You know what happens? If you want to fire them, oftentimes depending on what contracts you're on, if you want to fire them, you still have to actually keep them on for about a month, 2 months, depending on time.
Well, luckily my boyfriend doesn't agree with that plan.
Your boyfriend, who you're definitely not going to get married to and are not connected to in any way whatsoever. So, okay, yeah, so he likes living here. I mean, it sounds like he has his own business, right?
Yes, he does.
So,
okay, so she wants to leave, but her boyfriend does not.
Okay.
Probably because her boyfriend knows that this country is their best shot. This is the best one, despite your complaints. Sorry. And so he's like trying to be practical, I guess. Let me look at my notes to see if there's anything after this. No, there's a bit more at 7:30. Yeah, we're getting to the next time code already. So these kind of like are buttressed against each other. Is that the word?
Buttressed.
Yeah, why would he want to leave?
I understand. That's where his logic and my logic sometimes don't always mix.
Now I'm concerned. We can blame economic conditions for certain things, but you went to blaming the election.
Yeah, a lot of things.
That's a lot. That is just someone who does not take any kind of accountability, or at least any kind of objective intake of information about the economy.
Yeah, kind of.
If you want to go straight politics about it, there are certain things. If he made it illegal to renovate houses, yes, we could blame that.
I think a bigger.
I'm just pausing it there for the banana. I don't know if you want to say anything or if I should just play some more. This goes. Let me just look at my notes again. Yeah, so another 50 seconds, 40 something seconds.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, sure. Another 40 seconds.
Okay.
Part of it is that a lot of places are worried about things going into recession.
Yes, and that would happen if it was the other administration too.
Yes, and so a lot of stuff comes to a complete halt. It doesn't even just slow down. Like 80% of the work disappeared.
Exactly.
And
that's not the last election, though. That is interest rates being high. That's the purpose of interest rates being high, to cool the economy, bring down inflation. And when you cool the economy, you bring it down. And you usually, when interest rates are this high compared to the average of interest rates in the past decade or so, when they're this high, statistically, a recession follows. So no.
It's about when it all started.
And I'm not jerking off the president. I don't give a fuck about that. But when you're going and you're blaming something on something like that instead of actual, objective information,
it's the thing that makes puts all of it together.
It's a cope.
Because so many people stopped. So many of the businesses that he was doing work with and contracting with completely
But maybe they
shut
picked other
down.
businesses as well.
They completely.
All right. It's a cope. That's kind of like the takeaway, I think.
She hasn't even really buttressed the cope with any deep like could you make an attempt to explain it? I don't think she does.
No.
Never. So she just basically just says, "Oh, it's the election."
She wants it to be the she wants it to be the election. She wants it to be the fault of the orange man. Because I don't really know.
She doesn't want to say it.
I don't know that there's a step 2. It's just blame the orange man, and then that's it.
Yeah, but the thing is that he probed that, and she said, "No, it would be the same with Kamala." Is she just not willing to admit?
Well, she doesn't. Yeah, that's it. This is cognitive dissonance. It's cope. It's like you said. It's a cope, because if you know that it wouldn't have mattered, either way, and that there are other people that are living in the same planet that are going through the same thing, and they're not having this problem. So, like, what, like, it's like right in the beginning, he said, so are you saying that because an election happened, all of a sudden you had a loan and a high interest rate and, and all these problems? Or did you already have these problems? And now you're just trying to figure out something external to point the finger at. And that's what you chose. And you would have been in this situation no matter what, because ultimately a president doesn't affect your debt. So, it's a cope. It's all it is, just cope. Probably she had other people in her ear telling her that this is the case. I don't know. Maybe some of her customers.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the last time code I have here.
Something you own. You're trying to sublet. Your entire business is subletting. This is not great.
The goal is to purchase the building. The current building owner is actually retired.
Yeah, but you need money.
We do.
Because a retired person doesn't mean they're going to give it away for free.
That's actually...
And if we're on the show, you're not doing well.
No.
And if the boyfriend's money has dried up due to the last election, then good luck.
It is starting to pick back up a little. Or it's just a lot of catch up. The catching up?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did a lot of work to get caught up.
I just want to...
So things are improving. Okay.
Yeah.
For him.
For the boyfriend, yeah.
For the boyfriend. So
I guess he'll be able to fund her projects. Yay!
Yeah.
I'm guessing that Caleb probably never mentions that. Like doesn't even point out that he's funding her rent, her utilities. And if she's talking about how his job picking up is going to benefit her business, Caleb doesn't say, wow, that's interesting. Ever point out that the boyfriend is underwriting a lot of her
that's what I'm doing right now.
Investment. Yeah. I think that's definitely. Oh, okay, he does. We just need a time code.
Yeah. I'm getting
What is
it.
the specific?
Oh, come on, give it to me. Okay, yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
24 minutes. So did we
Okay.
listen to this whole thing already? Yeah, we did. It was the cope bit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So 24 minutes. She talks about her boyfriend. We'll go right here.
People are figuring out a way. I can't speak on it. I don't own a salon.
Yeah.
But to suggest that you can't, f off. So he pays all the rent and utilities?
He pays the rent
Has he ever
utilities for the
missed it?
shop. No, he hasn't missed
My
it.
goodness. Why are you even dating him to date him? Or
Yeah.
are you businessing him?
No, absolutely dating him to date him. I don't know what I would do in life without him.
And what's this
actually.
owner going to sell the
Probably have no money and be homeless. That's why. No. I don't know what I would do without him. Yeah, because he pays for everything. I mean, I know that's no, that's what it sounds like. That's it.
building for?
That discussion hasn't entirely been had yet because we are not all there yet. He's not ready to sell it yet.
Oh!
But that was his deciding factor in picking us to take the space.
Does he know how you are?
No. They get their rent checks on time. So outside of that, they don't need to know.
Fully building out started at 20, ended up going to 30, and then 40 to 50? What the
So
now it's gonna be upwards to 70? Started at 20 with the 70?
Yeah.
See, that's you. That's
actually not.
Come on, tariffs didn't move it.
Okay. So she's still trying to say it's tariffs. All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if
No,
Huh?
Okay, but so this isn't the part where she talks about her boyfriend. Okay, so Caleb does point out that the boyfriend is underwriting a lot of her costs and potential investments. For example, he mentions that the boyfriend usually pays the rent and utilities for the salon space too, which leaves some financial burden from her. Caleb also notes that they handle their finances separately and that the boyfriend covers certain expenses like rent, phone bill, car insurance, while she uses credit cards for the salon build out. Moreover, should she be investing that much money in the salon? Moreover, Caleb highlights the house they live in is paid off by the boyfriend, which means she is subsidized in terms of housing as well. This financial support from the boyfriend is brought up on multiple times to emphasize how much she relies on him financially, despite her claims about economic hardships. But is it brought up as a potential source of, because they're not living together. And in fact, the relationship seems to be progressing backwards. So what is he paying for? And presumably the kids aren't his.
No, they're not. No. Because in the beginning they said the dad is not in the picture. So this is another man's kids. He's a mess.
Yeah.
She's a mess. All right. Do you want me to play more? There's a little bit more in this one, I think.
Tariffs.
Then what the are you talking about?
The building measurements that we got.
70?
The building measurements that we got originally, we had built a whole business plan around
What's your rent?
it. $1,400.
And then utilities, I'm gonna call 16.
Utilities are actually only about $250 right now. If it stays
Okay,
if
so
it stays empty.
$16.50. So $16.50. Oh, so once it goes up, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna
Once
say
it's full, it goes up.
$17.50. Dude. So 63,000 is your entire cost of that, and then the 70,000 build out.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, I'm sorry. They're just doing math now.
Mm-hmm.
Want me to find another time code?
Okay, so the situation as described in the document could be potentially framed as abusive, particularly in a financial and emotional context. The woman is in significant debt, struggling with a failing business, and heavily reliant on assistance programs while spending on non-essential items like competitive cheer activities for herself.
Yeah,
that we haven't covered yet.
She's
She's got
a competitive cheerleader,
but doesn't make any money at it, and apparently it's extremely expensive.
Something that she wants to do.
Okay, the financial advisor criticizes her for poor money management, lack of accountability, and making choices that negatively impact her family's well-being. There's also mention of conflict and control issues within a relationship. Okay, I'm going to drill down on that.
And Richard says she's on food stamps too. So she's on SNAP. For now, not anymore. Let's play this clip while you're drilling down.
is it you or them?
Them. Absolutely them. 100% them.
Okay.
Like I beat them out in court. 100%.
Especially in a major blue city.
We do have some.
Have to be the
Just going back a little bit for the context.
self-employed queen, a businesswoman of the century on Time magazine. You can go get a job.
The problem is one of my children is special needs and to get him to appointments.
Buddy, you're low income. I know for a fact you could have assistance. Especially in a major city.
We do have,
especially in a major blue city.
We do have some. I do have food stamps and I do get some child support.
Child support? From
yes.
daddy? How much comes in?
From one of the dads. It's
there's 2 dads.
There are. I tried to do better with the second one, but it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
2 different dudes and a boyfriend. Holy shit.
And the boyfriend pays for her, and these two, one of the men is paying child support.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Is it you or them?
Them. Absolutely them. 100% them.
Okay.
Like I beat them out in court. 100% them.
Well, that's good. But you call yourself we, so I'm struggling.
I do.
Plus, I mean, she's saying it was all him, but she had kids with him, a kid at least. So
yeah,
you chose him. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. You chose him. You know, we really got to stop letting women say that they were completely out of their mind and they had no idea that this man was like a terrible father or husband or boyfriend or whatever. And I mean, this is like assuming that, you know, that he was a problem at all. But if he was, she chose to reproduce with him. She chose that. Women, you chose this. That we like, I don't know why, but nobody wants to deal with that. You know, they just really struggle with it. But okay.
You also have a little bit of a victim complex.
A little. It's been through a lot in my life. I'm working on it.
That's what everyone says.
I know.
I like that. That's good. I forgot about that one. Okay. Let me see. There's a bit more. 33. Yeah.
You want to know how much child support is? It's 100 and I think it's 148
a month,
a week.
Oh, thank goodness, because that's not much.
I know.
Times 52 divided by 12, so we'll average it out at 641 and 33 cents a month.
Roughly.
Why doesn't the other dad give money?
Job hopping.
Uh-huh.
Yep. There's a whole lot going on in there.
Uh-huh.
So the other dad
so he just doesn't have a steady job.
Yeah.
I wonder why she's with the current boyfriend.
Yeah. Are you saying that tongue in cheek? I wonder why the other boyfriend's giving her money.
When I do have
So
child support from
and
him,
food stamps
321
per
month.
Okay.
It's been
I'll put that towards the grocery budget.
They lowered
at the end. 436.
They lowered the.
Lindsay said
limits.
436. Yeah.
Yeah, it went lower because I had a renewal. But the requirements.
There's so much of this that's your choice, though.
Some of it, yeah.
You don't need to be doing this self-employed bull. Again, you're not trying to get on the cover of Time magazine. What are we trying?
Absolutely not.
Woman power. Like I don't give a about
I'm
that.
Trying
Go work a job.
I'm trying to have a job that I want.
Okay. I got a super chat from Xeranx who says, too soon to mention alpha fucks, beta bucks. Nope, it's never too soon.
Never too soon. No, I mean, after that series of disasters, and suddenly she has a partner who can reliably pay her bills.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. And then also there's just something is rotten in Denmark if they were originally living together and then somebody decided, no, we're going to live apart with separate finances, although he still pays her bills. So go figure. I mean, that is quite a monthly cost just to get something to separate like that, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's keep going. Are we almost done with this one or?
Yes, we're almost done with this one.
Okay, let's
I got one more minute. 36 minutes to 37. So unless there's something that Richard Bier wants us to respond to. Okay.
good boss.
Exactly.
But you are failing them by making $1,000 a month because you're trying to build your business that is a failure.
And
that is your choice. Yes. You will find a lot of bosses, a lot of businesses. The business that my families work for, my business specifically, if anyone has an issue, of course, they should go deal with it. That is what would happen. You can find jobs. Not every job is some massive corporate overlord, bank teller, whatever.
You'd be surprised at how many there are.
No, of course there are some. I'm not saying that too. But you live in a major metro area of the United States. I'm not. You saying you can't get a job and you're going to allow yourself to just make $1,000 a month while having 2 kids is not acceptable.
I didn't say I can't get a job.
Then go get a fucking job.
Okay, that was the last time code that I have, but he ends up helping her put something together. But she is getting government support, which she's complaining is like being reduced, like the amount of food stamps she's getting, because she doesn't really need them. She could get a job. She could work something out. I think that she's trying to like realize some dream of owning a hair salon, and having 2 kids from 2 different fathers and a boyfriend that doesn't live with her but pays for all of her stuff. And she's in debt. But yeah. Allison, I don't know if you wanted to say anything, but that was the last timestamp that I have here, unless you want me to do something else.
Well, I was looking. Apparently, it's the accusations of financial abuse are about as you expect. For the most part, on Reddit, they are talking about women being abused. Apparently, yes, it's about 85% of the time somehow, even though the women are the ones in this financial distress. They are the ones who've been subject to abuse, according to them, of course. In many cases, when they're solo, I mean, they're the only person being talked about. And let's see. So the woman is the victim, according to the Reddit financial abuse framework, 80 to 85% of the time. The man or husband is 15 to 20% of the time. And apparently this is when the woman is identified as a potential abuser. It's softened, so it's seen more as enabling as overt abuse. Okay, so where solo female audits frequently involve post-divorce or ex-partner abuse stories, while couples highlight male control. However, when women are abusers, it's typically downplayed or tied to enabling behaviors rather than outright malice. All right. And also, Caleb Hammer is being accused of not being conciliatory enough to the narrative around women being subject to financial abuse. But that's why I'm asking this. Like, is this situation financial abuse? I mean, if we reverse the sexes,
it could be considered it technically, but I don't think Reddit would consider it financial abuse.
Of course not.
Yeah,
of course not.
It's just a man paying for a woman's things. It's just patriarchy backfiring or something. If there's any sympathy at all. Otherwise, this is how you girl boss. You get men to pay for your things, and you get your business, and you get your child support, and you get your SNAP.
Okay, so I basically just flat out and said, Grok, okay, analyze what's going on with this Reddit community. That's, I mean, I know it's Reddit, but it is a epicenter of cultural commentary. So and I asked Grok if there is any inconsistency.
We need to build a wall around Reddit.
Yeah, we need to build a wall.
Make them pay for it.
Yeah. I asked if there is any inconsistency. So basically, double standard in how Reddit views financial abuse when we're talking about women versus men. And yes, the Reddit Caleb Hammer framework for analyzing financial abuse is strongly biased against recognizing male victims. And this bias is both structural in how discussions are framed and cultural in how evidence is interpreted. The same patterns that emerge in episode narratives, fan commentary, and Hammer's probing consistently downplay, dismiss, or reframe male victimization while amplifying female victimization, even when the underlying behaviors are identical. Below is a rigorous evidence-based breakdown using the exact same analytical framework the subreddit uses. Okay. All right, so if we just reverse the genders, what they consider to be a skew towards male abusers immediately becomes a skew towards female abusers. Well, so in other words, it flips them. Who was an abuser becomes a victim, and who was a victim becomes the abuser. I should actually carefully qualify that and make sure that's true, but preliminarily that's true. All right. So tone and framing. Male victims are blamed or erased. The subreddit uses 3 recurring lenses to interpret abuse. When applied to men, all 3 neutralize or reverse victimhood. Control equals abuse. Applied to female victim. Wife monitors spending, yields gaslighting, isolation. Applied to male victim. Husband monitors spending, provider stress necessary. Male control justified. Okay, all right. Well, that's okay. I think we're in a little bit in the weeds here. So, I have to work with this a little bit more to get a clear answer, and maybe we should go to the next time code.
All right, I'm gonna go to the next video. Then that was it for that
Yes.
one.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
this is a couple. You're gonna love the way these people look. And their claim is that it's the same claim actually. They live in a fascist state, so they can't get I don't know, they're struggling because of something. All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Savannah Grace, and I'm 27 years old.
Hey, I'm Steve. I'm 28. We live in Arlington, Texas.
And this is Financial Audit.
Thanks for coming down to Austin, guys. I appreciate it. Savannah,
Yeah,
you're the
thanks.
one in front of me. Oh, you're welcome. What do you do for a living?
I'm currently unemployed.
Great job. And what do you do?
I'm a senior systems administrator.
Okay.
Like dig the mustache, guys.
Mm.
It was going to be starting your own brewery. Okay.
I want to open a game store with a
I
cafe.
I think he's talking about your hipster mustache.
Yeah.
I can see
I get it. But
So
you're,
what
you're
do you-
not off the mark entirely.
hipster mustache stuck in 2010 and
Sure.
septum piercing. So I got the
Yeah.
full combination right
You
in
got
front
the
of me.
classic.
We're definitely hitting the checks on the checklist. Okay, so let me see here. 553. So she doesn't have a job, and he has like a middle management thing going on. That's what it sounds like. Systems administrator. Sounds like a cubicle thing. So
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is the real Reddit quote, paraphrased from multiple threads. If a guy lets his wife spend like that, he's not a victim, he's an enabler. Same behavior in reverse. She was trapped in a controlling marriage.
yeah.
Yeah, so that there is a significant double standard. I think even Caleb has apparently a double standard too. That he actually refers to financial abuse with his female guests, but not necessarily with his male guests. All right, so example. A man in a couple's audit reveals his wife maxed out joint credit cards on luxury bags without telling him, Hammer, you need to communicate better. A woman in the same scenario, Hammer, this is coercive control, you're being financially abused. So even though he's applying this sort of gendered lens, which picks up female victimhood far more frequently than male victimhood, the Reddit feminists are still incensed that, I don't know, he's not bringing out his flamethrower and incinerating the man on and swooping in and sending the woman into who knows, like his Caleb's funded shelter for financially abused women. I don't know. So, but that's yeah, there definitely is a bias here when it comes to recognizing financial abuse. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue
Well,
with
it's
your
just
section.
like I said, like I knew that they wouldn't. I think that a lot of people wouldn't see a man paying for a woman's lifestyle to be financial abuse, because that's
And
what
yet-
effectively he's doing. So
Yeah, and yet the reverse would be suspect of
Absolutely.
being
It would be
financial
terrible.
abuse.
It would be terrible.
Yeah.
They'd be trying to make it illegal. So, okay.
Turned 18. She
Yeah,
decided to
she's
go
gone.
live with some other family members. My 10-year-old sister is currently about to be placed with her mom.
Oh, okay. Interesting that she wasn't already, but I get it. Life's complicated. I get it. So,
All right. I was trying to. This is not the time code, but for some reason it wouldn't let me pick the time code. So this is it right here.
what are we talking about today, guys? What are we talking about? What's going on?
We really want to get the fuck out of this country.
Yeah,
In the
we'd
next-
really like to move out of
Yeah.
the United States. That was a big thing that we were in
And
alignment
go
on.
where?
Like
We have a few options that we talked
Yeah.
about, like
New Zealand or,
Or,
France.
That's not a cheap one. That
Italy.
will be a failed one. That will be an extra failed one.
Germany,
Germany's
Northern
okay.
European countries like Denmark, Switzerland, Netherlands.
Guys, anybody from the Netherlands or Switzerland or Denmark there that wants this couple that are trying to escape the evil fascist Nazi America? Because that's what they're the mustache. Just look at the mustache and the glasses and the septum piercing. And I think you guys know. Zeranx gives us $2 and says, I initially thought that was Steve Zahn. By the way, for Super Chows, Richard Beer sent in a song request.
I know that was an accident. He thought we were doing something on Sunday, but then I was just feeling ill. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
We had a sudden blizzard, which usually isn't a problem for Canadians, except when it's in fall and you haven't switched your tires to your snow tires. And we ended up being stranded in a town between our home and the city that we go to get some of the items that we need. And it's just because, the fall is an interesting time in Canada, especially where we are, because you sort of have to guess when you need to switch from your summer tires to your winter tires. And you do need winter tires because the road conditions are pretty harsh. And the problem is if you guess too soon, then you risk wearing out your winter tires quickly. And if you guess too late, you risk getting stranded somewhere when the winter switch just decides to get flipped. And the winter switch just decided to get flipped and we got stranded. So that was a little bit complicated. It took a couple days to resolve because the roads were so bad. We actually had to we had to get a new set of winter tires, which is okay. Our old set's already getting pretty old. So eventually we're going to have to get it anyway, but man, that was a lot of time, and then a lot of stress, and also ended up getting a little bit ill because we were stuck in the winter. And so yeah, it's been a couple of days of trying to get back into things for me. But anyway, that's why we didn't do anything on Sunday. And Richard sent in a song request to a show that didn't happen. So eventually we will have to get that song request. Black Betty, it's actually a song I like. That's good. But anyway, if you want to send in commentary, feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Do it. Like, because it's lonely in there. Make it less lonely. All right, let's go.
All right.
Okay.
We've also
Why?
just because of the political climate, we don't think things are going great.
Europe's going to the right as well.
Yeah, I mean the whole world is worldwide.
Reforms
right?
about to just smash and win the next UK election. I don't.
Yeah.
Italy.
You know why the world is going right? It's because people they want to actually be able to survive. I mean, let's face it. Like the reality is that the left doesn't seem to like humanity, nor want it to continue to exist. I mean, that's my impression.
Common sense had to come at some point. I mean, Europe, like the truth is, Europe got absolutely demolished by migrants, and I'm not talking legal ones. I'm talking about just people that got on a boat and they're just like living in 4-star hotels, and they're not working, and they're just taking like whatever social programs they have, and the Europe is absolutely destroyed. and demoralized, and the UK is not much better, and Australia is going through it. So the citizenry are like, okay, that's enough. We're gonna actually like try to do something about it. And that means, well, I mean, like if you've gone this far left, anything that goes against it looks hard right, but it probably isn't, because it just looks that way. So yeah, they're just saying, all right, we're done playing. It's just like what happened in America, you know. um and and again, these people are kind of I don't know, maybe they're terminally online or on Reddit or on TV or watching TV or something, but they are there is no, like, if they I don't know where they're hoping to go, but there is no place what they're looking for, because people are done with the left's games. Basically, they're just done with it, and they're ready for something that looks like normal, so they're voting accordingly. And that's basically all it is. They're just tired of killing themselves. And yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. Like, it's just, it's a correction. That's it. I wouldn't even say enough of a correction in many cases, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think these people are just, again, they're sort of emotionally reacting to something. And I wonder if the woman is actually having more effect than the man in this decision. I think because I think that he's kind of going along with her whims. And so if she says, oh, OMG, I'm scared, I can't kill my babies anymore, I'm gonna lose all my free stuff, I don't have a job, I don't want to work, whatever. And he's like, okay, honey, well, what do? We have to escape. I'm gonna save you from this. We're gonna go somewhere. I think New Zealand is nice. That's where they shot Lord of the Rings. Without knowing, New Zealand's cost of living is pretty high. It's expensive to live there, or Australia, I think. I remember because when we were there in Australia and we hung out with Bering, I think that Sugar Tits and I sat down, we were just hanging out, and she said that, yeah, the cost of living in Australia is really high. And it's got something to do with where they are and the fact that it's like an island continent. I don't know. So, because they have to import a lot. But anyway, I'm just saying cost of living is high in those places.
Yeah, it just seems like
And
they
these
all
people
wanna.
are not exactly like that kind of upwardly mobile.
Well, they
And
just seem
they
to
want to
wanna.
avoid problems. I don't know if they want to go to Germany or France or the Netherlands.
No, but it's just like
So,
this vague. Oh, we want to get away from the political landscape of where we
yeah.
are. It's like, I don't know. This just honestly, I don't see any of the ethical virtues that I used to see in like liberalism or the left. It's just basically squeezing the little guy and making excuses for massive amounts of control and government spending. And it's like, yes, of course, that's going to destroy economies. And I don't even think that people who are like, please, can we stop doing that, are necessarily really are what I would consider conservative. And again, I don't mean that as like, oh, I'm afraid to be titled conservative. I'm saying that in a completely neutral. Conservative have these sets of values, and then you have these other sets of values that tend to be liberal. And these are two sets of values that have their positives and their negatives. It's like two types of class in a like, I don't know, D&D setting. You got your tank and you got your healer class.
Mm-hmm.
And one isn't better and one isn't worse. They just have different functions. And it's like what we term the left now does not seem to have any function except for justifying government spending, justifying government control, justifying corporate and government collusion, and justifying putting all of the consequences of all of that on men, right? And blaming men. It's like, I see that as being, well, it's just evil. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
Who says Italy?
I
You're saying
like-
Italy?
I
You
like
know they're
Italy.
That's news to
you
me.
know everyone on like in the United States and whatnot calls her a fascist, right?
Really?
You know,
Yes.
I know I didn't know that.
you know what? You know what?
See, like these people don't even know what's going on in other parts of the world. They just want to go there. That's what I'm saying. They're very like naive. Like they would probably be like, oh, it wouldn't be cool to live in Japan. And Japan, meanwhile, just like elected like, somebody who like some extremely like right-wing woman to be prime minister or president, whatever they have there. And to the point where like, wokies are losing their shit. So yeah, and because again, Japan was starting to experience a migrant problem, like where they were getting all these immigrants, and Japan was like, "Nah, we're not losing our identity over this." So they elected somebody to fix that problem for them.
The right's gonna likely win in France as well.
You know what Italy did in World War II, right?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I know that.
I don't know why we're talking about 100 years ago, but okay, yeah, 80. But
Oh Lord.
Look, man, you're asking normies to talk about history, and there's only one thing in history that people can talk about.
Yeah.
World War II is everybody's favorite topic. All right, let me see what other time codes I have here. 710. Oh, there's still a little bit more on this one. So
Okay.
okay, and how's this productive to you guys? Because you're making a United States income right now, substantially higher.
Well,
Right.
I know that with him being in IT, that he could get a job literally
Kind of.
anywhere.
There's tech sector is not even close to what the United States is by far.
Yeah, just based on like research
Not
I've done.
even close.
I know my career field is in high demand in a lot of different places.
Certainly, but even in the United States, IT of where we have a booming tech sector
Tech is rough right
is
now.
not easy to get hired in at this exact moment. So that
Yeah.
seems like a bit of overconfidence.
Sure.
all right, so I think he's trying to like help them understand that things like with only one of them has a job. With what this guy does, the US is the best place still for him to get a job in IT.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that's probably true because like we still have a good economy in that regard, I guess. So okay, so then next we got the relationship dynamics and accountability. That sounds intriguing.
I feel like you could do more.
Oh yeah, he asked her to step up.
Part of the reason that we
So you're upset about her getting a job. Walk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had whenever we have arguments about our financial situation, it always, boils down to, well, XYZ would be better if you had a job and an income. And yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't like put in enough effort. I feel like you could do more. Like, you sleep in a lot and I'm cooking, cleaning, taking care of the animals, watering the plants.
He's watering the plants.
What the hell
Okay.
does she do?
But she sleeps in, apparently. Like, I don't know. I thought that again, if they had an arrangement where she did all the house stuff, I could see that as at least more agreeable. But it sounds like, according to him, he does everything. He does the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So,
And
I water my plants. You don't water my plants.
Your plans.
Sorry, I lost my awards. I'd give one, but I can't find them right now. Sorry.
I lost my awards. Okay, sorry.
Continue.
I mean, the plants is just one thing, but like I still like contribute in every area on top of working. And then I just, I am worried that you're taking advantage of me a little bit, but like,
That's a
Wow.
pause.
Yeah, that's some serious. That pause. There's a lot of There's a lot of wheels moving in that pause.
Yeah, it's a they call it a swollen pause.
And it's
I don't
not
know.
actually funny because this guy is he's obviously not in, he doesn't have a, he's not, well, I honestly, this isn't unusual for men. He's probably a little scared of her.
Mm,
And and it does sound like she's taking advantage of him. So I wonder what happens. I wonder what we're about to see. How is this going to be dealt with? Because this does sound like it's not just financial abuse. Basically, she's just taking advantage of him. And I mean, I guess you could say the genesis of that is probably, I mean, if you look at the differential in looks, although again, women can emulate a lot with makeup, but you know, maybe she feels like she's the table and he has to bring something to it. And if that was reversed, the genders were reversed, we would recognize that as a form of abuse and entitlement. But okay, let's see what happens. I'm curious now.
All right, I got a super chow,
curiosity.
so I'm gonna read it. I got a super chow. Great Indoors gives us $5 and says, "This morning I was listening to Disparo's review of the pilot episode of All's Fair, and it made me wonder, did MRA successfully infiltrate Hollywood and greenlit this show to completely expose the Hollywood elite, feminism, and the divorce industry of the entire world? Because it sure comes across that way." Well, I have not seen that show or the Disparu review of it.
I think
So
All's
I'll have to
Fair
check it out.
is I have heard about that. I think it's like I think it has, I think it's about a bunch of women actually. Let me see if I can
Isn't Kim Kardashian in that show? I think I've seen an ad for it like on my front page of my Amazon Fire Stick. Like, but I didn't watch it. I just, you turn on your Fire Stick and you're like on your TV or Google TV or Apple TV or whatever, and it has like all these streaming services and like whatever's out. And I think that was like prominently featured. I started watching the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein
okay, the
movie
core
that everyone's
All's
gushing
Fair
about.
is a 2025 American legal drama series created by blah 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 blah. The firm specializes in representing high-profile female clients in messy, high-stakes divorce cases, often involving themes of betrayal, revenge, and empowerment in glossy, over-the-top world of extreme wealth and cutthroat legal battles. The core plot follows Allura and her team, including partners like Liberty Ronson and others portrayed by people, as they navigate lucrative cases for wronged women against powerful men while dealing with personal dramas. A major storyline involves Allura's own crumbling marriage to her husband Chase, leading to her divorce proceeding, fertility struggles, and a sisterhood dynamic where the firm rallies for collective payback. That does not really sound like men's rights activist vibes.
You know what? We might be at the point, or at least like with our media. So apparently it's on Hulu. Hulu, by the way, is owned by Disney. Hulu is essentially the R-rated Disney streaming service that doesn't have the Disney name attached to it. Although the lines there are blurry anyways. But it could be to the point now where they could show, or at least the folks on our streaming services that create that entertainment are at the point now where they can explicitly show evil women doing evil things, and the viewers will be expected to simply see it as empowering and not evil at all. So just consider that, because that's not a new thing either. Like, I remember I watched, do you guys remember the TV show True Blood that was on HBO? And it was like adult, like vampires and love triangles and stuff like that. Or The Boys, or like any number of these other shows that have like morally gray but really kind of evil characters, and they're all like screwing each other over and blackmailing each other and doing all this backbiting and they're the heroes, and we're supposed to root for them. I think that this is probably just that. So like, if you watch All's Fair, I would bet that even if you watched it and said, wow, this is like exposing how evil women can be, the average person that watches it may not see it that way at all. They might simply see the opposite. And that would be the intent of the people who made it. Like I think that we've normalized things to that point where when we see it, we kind of expect it. So that would be my guess. I mean, I know that you guys are Spurgs and you're going to spurg out and see the spurgy things, but remember, normal people see what they've been programmed to see. So you're not going to be able to convince them, like, actually, you're rooting for the wrong person. And they're like, no, I'm not. So just remember that. Just remember that what you see is not necessarily what was put out there. And even if it was really obvious, it might still get the opposite of the effect only because of how demoralized, how normalized this kind of like evil is. So that people see the evil and they kind of like are fine with it. So
well, apparently they're not. All right. YouTuber Disparu delivers a scathing yet ironically enthusiastic takedown of the Ryan Murphy created Hulu pilot, framing it as an unintentional masterpiece of self-parody. He argues the episode about a woman-only divorce firm led by persons that breaks from a patriarchal setup to extract massive settlements from innocent tech billionaire husbands is not just poorly executed, but horrifically evil in its unself-aware promotion of greed, amorality, and hypocritical girl boss feminism. Disparu calls it Disney's funniest, most evil show, the most honest, best comedy of the year that accidentally exposes the very vices it glorifies, earning its dismal 0 to 6% Rotten Tomatoes score by hitting too close to home. So I would say that 0 to 1% or 0 to 6% in Rotten Tomatoes means that this has roundly been rejected.
But it looks like that was what the intention was. Like they were trying to make it a girl boss affair, and they just had the women being openly evil. And I mean, according to Final Midnight in the chat, he says, I've seen it reported that all of the tweets on the show are by women commenting on the outfits the characters are wearing. This show has been targeted at a very particular demographic. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, how many people of the people that it was targeting are going to see it like that, who even watched it, and how many of them are going to see it, like as Hulu intended to like show it. It's a bit of a scary thought because you end up asking yourself like, okay, so how evil are we at this point? How okay are we with evil right now?
It may have backfired.
It may have.
Okay, plot and writing. Disparu mocks the contrived narrative as a cavalcade of wigs, screeching, and so this is the analysis of All's Fair. Screeching and tacky, tasteless television, where the firm uses blackmail, example, stalking photos, and fabricated dominatrix scandals to force $250,000 settlements in cases of cheating wives demanding unearned luxury. He highlights plot holes and absurd dialogue like empty threats. Having me as an enemy is very unwise, and buzzword-laden lines stepped away from the patriarchy, calling the script incompetent and making Tyler Perry projects look like Shakespeare. The best jokes, he says, arise unintentionally during serious moments, such as pigs rolling in filth for an hour and a fetish blackmail scene revealing the show's obliviousness to legal or moral logic. The protagonists are characters of pure evil. Again, All's Fair. Hulu's All's Fair. The protagonists are characters of pure evil and degenerate hags who pose as empowered saviors but are thieves and parasites, exploiting men they came to hate. Clients are entitled gold diggers, gaslit into viewing diamonds and wealth as abuse, while husbands emerge as the episode's moral authorities and based figures enforcing fair prenups. Disparu praises the rival lawyer, Sarah Paulson's Carrington, as the best character for her blunt honesty. Example, calling the leads 3 skanks and the creepy investigator as one of the gals in their insatiable revenge scheme. Okay.
All right. So I got a super chow from Winter
Sure.
for $5, and he says, "Honey, for the Badgers, as usual, great shows lately. Thank you much." Thank you, Winter. Really appreciate it.
Well, I will. I finally got Grok to spit out a proper analysis, so we'll go through that. But at the end,
Of what?
of how financial abuse is treated on the show and its fan community based on the gender of who they think is doing the financial abuse, the sex
Right.
of who they.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured that
So
would
there's
be
more on this relationship stuff.
like getting back to the show.
Yeah.
I want to trust you implicitly.
When we've talked about this at home, like you've never said that before.
I mean, maybe I wasn't direct enough about it, but I've been trying to communicate, like, hey, you could put in more effort. Like, I just think that you could be doing more, and I feel like there's definitely an imbalance, like that I'm kind of doing everything.
If her only defense to him saying, "I pay the bills, I cook, I clean, I take care of the animals, I water the plants," and her only defense is, "But I water my plants." I think he's got us. I think he is being taken advantage of.
Yeah. Right.
And you're not even working.
Remember when you said your exes were financially taking advantage of you? Now here's the thing. You're right. He may not.
Whoa! She
Yeah.
said
So the guy said that he has history of girls taking advantage of him financially.
Oh, I thought it was she's had history of men taking advantage of her financially.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, let's just confirm that. Keep going, but I'll get a confirmation on that.
And I feel like there's definitely an imbalance, like that I'm kind of doing everything, and you're not even working.
Remember when you said your exes were financially taking advantage of you?
Okay, stop. In the show, the woman mentions that in her past relationship, she was the sole breadwinner and implies that her exes took financial advantage of her. This is discussed in the context of her previous relationships and financial struggles. The man, on the other hand, does not mention having. Oh. Well, the likelihood that that's true is now moving down to 0.
Mm-hmm. That what's true?
That she actually had exes that took financial advantage of her?
Oh, okay.
Do you really think that this behavior just suddenly switched like this out of the blue?
I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, probably not. I don't know.
Probably not. Okay.
Right.
Now here's the thing. You're right. He may
really
not have
feel
said
like
that, but this happens in.
I
What?
actually really feel for that dude. I mean, he's a little bit of he looks a little bit Bugman-ish, but even Bugmen have feelings.
Bugmen have feelings. Yes, they also they do. If
they also cry.
You cut them, do they not bleed? All right.
This isn't obviously official couples therapy, but in settings similar to this in couples therapy, that's where the real thing comes out. That people hold back from wanting to say in person because they don't want to start a fight. They don't want to start an argument at home. Is that, and to use language.
Dude, that dude is terrified.
Yeah.
And this is actually really common for like men that they are afraid of confrontations with their female partners. This is actually this is normal for men to be scared of confrontations with their female partners, or to be nervous about them, or to have an increase in a general adrenaline and I think cortisol at the idea of a confrontation with their female partners. That's really common. And I highly doubt it's something that's unique to this era. So probably this is something that has happened since the dawn of pair bonding in the human race. And in the context of that, it really makes you wonder why most religions that are part of any kind of advanced civilization or empire have this statement that women need to submit or trust or listen to men. Specifically, they say that. And it's always like this is consistent with every advanced empire, every advanced civilization that got past subsistence level survival. Okay.
All right.
A safe place.
Fair.
I try to be that for you. You know, I want you to be able to come to me with stuff and talk to me about things and be open. And, you know, I feel like I don't have the same opportunity. I feel like if I bring stuff up, like you get upset and you get angry. And
Tell me about that. Tell me about how those conversations go, where she gets upset and angry.
I'm just pausing there for the.
Yeah, it's a
banana.
good place to pause. I'm wow, this is actually really topical. I think we owe Richard Pierre an apology.
Yeah,
No, you
I
don't
don't do
have
that.
to. Okay,
No.
but no, seriously, yeah, this was very well done. This was very well
You could have
chosen.
just said, "Here's the time code," and that would have been great.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
well, I'll just bring something up, and I end up having to comfort her at the end of it, you know, because it's like she'll start saying I'm such a like worthless partner. No, she says that about herself, and then I have to be like, no, you're not. Like I have to.
Yeah,
like,
but
comfort her
that's a
and
way
reassure
of
her.
evading responsibility, my dude. Because then
Yeah, well,
it
it's effective.
reframes it on her emotional response to the problems that you're bringing up. And then it becomes all about her emotional response, and then the problems disappear, right? They become not important, and you can't bring them up again, because then she'll have this breakdown where she exaggerates what you're saying. You know, maybe you could take out the trash, becomes, you think I'm a horrible slob, you think blah blah, and it's like, I am worthless. And it's like, well, no, I think that you could just remember to take out the trash. That doesn't make you a worthless human being to forget, right? And so this is actually a offensive maneuver. Like she is actually
Emotional
silencing
Tai
him.
Chi.
Yeah, she is silencing him by pretending that him bringing up legitimate concerns is tied to her self-esteem. Therefore, he has to stop, or he's harming her self-esteem. That's not a healthy dynamic. And okay.
All right, next.
A lot, and then you know, then it kind of ends up fizzling out because I don't get to get my point across, and then
that's
kind of kick
exactly
the can down the road.
That's
you know?
actually, again, let's take more notes from your TikTok community.
All right, I'm pausing for the banana again.
That's an incredibly manipulative and almost gaslighting thing that you're doing, where you have a real conversation and then you go, oh, I'm not a good partner, I'm not contributing anything.
You aren't.
That is manipulative as to not be able to have that conversation and then go in there with that bullshit, that self-victimizing bullshit. That's f***ed up.
I want to see the woman's reaction. Good. He completely identified that dynamic.
Mhm.
It
All
is yeah. Okay, what's her reaction though? I want to see it.
All right.
I feel like we always like resolve our issues. I
mean,
you feel that because you deflect, self-victimize, and he stops the conversation, and you feel resolved because he embraces you.
Good Lord, is this considered emotional labor, feminists? Like seriously, this is a very common dynamic between male and female people, like in a relationship, especially in a relationship where the woman has hand because she's more attractive or whatever. The man has to kowtow to her emotional reality. And somehow the submission to her emotional reality is so complete with a lot of these women that they think feeling emotions is them doing emotional labor for their partner, who has to swallow his own emotions so that she can feel her emotions. But this is the same. Is this considered emotional labor? Is this dynamic considered emotional labor? The man brings up a problem he has. The woman deflects it onto, oh, I'm the problem you have is making me feel like I'm such a worthless person. I feel so bad. Comfort me now. My emotions are more important than the problem you brought up. And he does. Is that considered emotional labor? Because I see it a lot. Okay.
All right. Let me see here. That was all for that time code. Do you want me to play more of this or go
Sure,
to the
let's see how this gets resolved.
Okay.
I mean, we do get to finish the conversation, but you know, I feel like in that area, especially with looking for another job, like everything can be like, you know, some people like the trad wife thing. Some, you know, like different relationships have different like ratios of stuff.
Whoever
And you
wants to do things.
specifically told me that if I don't want to work, I don't have to work, that you would get a higher paying job and that I could just stay at home.
Oh, good Lord. What a fucking parasitic child. Oh, get rid of her. But, but the thing is that he can't. Because it's probably terrifying, the thought of not having her or not having a woman. That's probably where his validation comes from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set it up like that. It would be a little weird to go against it.
He has said that to me multiple times.
I mean, that's an option.
He didn't do that to you though. And again, you can still be like, well, I'm going to work anyway, or I'm going to do the trad wife thing or whatever. But you didn't do it, either of them. You're just sleeping in and doing whatever. And then you're blaming him for, I don't know, like calling you out on it or asking for help or whatever. Like why should he even have to ask you? You should be taking initiative.
But like, that's not.
And that's not what I want. I want a job. My self-worth is directly tied to how productive I can be. And
that's why you want a job. Okay. Well, that's why you want a job. You don't want a job to help out with the family finances. You want it because your self-esteem is tied to it.
Listen to this again.
My self-worth is directly tied to how productive I can be. And
But no offense, you've never been productive.
I've been.
What's the longest job you've ever had?
A year and 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. A year and 3 months. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Was end of life care for an elderly man with dementia.
Why do you always have to go? See, this is what she does. She always has to go into the conversation with bringing up something sad to shut it down. You see how this works?
I mean,
it's not good. It is not a healthy way to live or to have conversations. But I hope you recognize this.
But like all this stuff has.
Yeah, she does kind of do that. So what was your only job? Well, I worked for a year and 3 months. That's not a lot. What did you do? I was working with a dying old man. Now you feel bad for asking. You see?
Look at the face.
Now you feel bad. She was
What's
with
astounding to me? Look at the face. Look at her face.
Yeah, I see it.
She just talked about helping a man who was dying for a year and a half. And look at the expression on her face. Annoyed, annoyance, and she's peeved. That's the expression. She just mentioned doing end-of-life care for a vulnerable person who died. And her expression is peeved. This is either she is so solipsistic that she doesn't recognize other humans, or this is a possible sociopath. I mean, I'm not saying that she is. It's not an official diagnosis. But what I'm saying is if you are recalling something in your life that should have had an emotional impact on her, and I press X to doubt, how did she get put in a position where she's doing something like that? Usually you'd have to have some kind of qualification. But regardless, you would imagine it would have some emotional impact on her. Is what I'm saying. And apparently does not have any. She just uses it as a weapon in a conversation. All right, let's keep going.
All right.
Happened, and it does have an effect on her.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's the way that every conversation is with her. You bring up a valid point, then she has to bring in something where it gets sad, and if you then push on that valid point again, you all of a sudden look bad because, oh no, something sad happened. Because you can't be a dick.
Do you see the expressions?
Something sad has happened.
Do you see the expressions she's making?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Because then you look like a piece of shit. And it's a tactic people like her use to get out of any valid criticism.
I just don't think she's doing it on purpose.
Okay, why did you do this?
In DNA.
She's female. Oh God, no! I'm being facetious. Well, the expressions that she's making are not leaving me with any sense that she is emotionally affected by the things she brings up. Rather, she sees them simply as tools to enact her will on others.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, I got a super chow from Zeranx who gives us $5 and says, for the record, Adam knew what apple Eve was giving him to eat. He knew it on sight and where it came from. The fact that this goes on constantly in humanity shows how often men yield to women. And now we know how we got to where we are today. Also, that woman's self-worth being tied to how productive she is screams that she's a feminist to those who are able to see it. Loving how Caleb is pointing stuff out too. Thank you for the super chow. Yeah.
Yeah. So far in this conversation, she has she's taken every criticism and reframed it in terms of her self-worth, its impact on her self-worth. She has thrown out anecdotes that make anybody who criticizes her the bad guy. And despite the fact that what she's talking about should make her sad, it isn't. She just continues to act peeved that she's not getting her own way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
This is how she lives. This is how she's gotten past any criticism in her life. This is learned.
And
it's instinctual to her.
And we're working on helping
her. It's like emotional terrorism.
We're working on helping her change that, you know?
Are we? Because I'm the first one to bring it up, and you haven't brought it up, and you don't even seem to agree with me right now.
I mean,
I feel like I was doing better process, when I was in therapy last year.
You should probably do that times 3.
Okay.
Well,
but not an enabling therapist, which again, I don't want to loop you in a group, but many people they go through therapists until they find the therapist that enables their thoughts and behavior and worldview. And it's very bad because you need someone to challenge you.
I'm ready for a challenge.
Oh, a year and 1 month worth of one.
What's that in reference to?
The job?
A year and 3.
Yeah.
Year and 3.
Hey, those 2 extra months, you know?
Okay. Should I go to another time code?
This is emblematic. This is literally emblematic of the social roles we're not allowed to examine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she feels entitled to live off another person like this. And if this was a man, I don't think he'd be getting away with this. I mean, I can actually look at the Caleb Reddit response to this, and I'm guessing it's entirely possible that they slammed on Caleb for calling her out like this. But we'll see. Like, I'll look up that response. Let's listen to a little bit more though.
All right, I got a super chow from Richard Pierre who gives us $5 and says, since we are talking finance here, allow me to divulge the secret to being a higher level contributor. If you save a penny every day, at the end of the year, you will have $36,500 that you can contribute to HBR. Alternatively, you can save a quarter every day, and at the end of the year, you will have $10,000 to contribute to HBR. What?
It's a joke. It's a reference to an argument between a husband and a wife, in which the wife insisted that if she saved a penny every day for a year, she'd have $35,000. No, $36,000, $36,500. And the husband was trying desperately to explain why this wasn't the case, and she just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
Girl math. Okay.
Girl math. Yeah. Well,
All
this
right,
is girl psychology. This
Yeah.
is how she's managed to navigate her life for however many years, and it actually is terrifying because there's certain parts of herself that she hasn't developed and she doesn't understand. She just considers it an attack. Like, she's so undeveloped in terms of recognizing her own agency. Like, it doesn't exist for her. That whole part of being a human being doesn't exist for her. It's like if you looked into her skull, half of her brain was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we encourage in women. This is the behavior that we encourage in women. It's like self-lobotomy. Okay.
Right. So the next time code is them talking about their spending habits.
What do you mean
Card.
filter everything through that card? What is that to you? What does that mean?
Like I would pay my bills on it, and then
What, your bills?
well, and then pay it off after. But it was just like to get the
Which is
rewards.
why
and travel
it's
and
maxed
stuff.
out.
Well,
Sorry,
Hence
you're right.
hence
It's not
used
maxed
to.
out. No, you're right. It's not maxed out. It's over the limit by $267.37. So you're putting our bills on a card that is over the limit, that is accruing interest that we can't pay off to save our fucking life. Those, oh God, that is accruing fees. That is accruing fees.
Woof.
The producers, they were watching you. They said you seemed surprised by that.
I did say I did say
You did not know? You probably don't know his finances.
It's overmaxed.
It's overmaxed. So you becoming financially dependent to someone that can't even manage his own finances.
Ugh.
Mm.
Well, she can just walk away. That's probably her ultimate strategy, really.
Yeah, she could.
Well, people use less credit
also-
cards in Europe, so maybe you will be better off there.
I
All right.
gave him $3,000 to help pay off some of his cards.
How much?
$3,000
From the fucking kid fund?
from my grant. Yeah. It
Kid?
wasn't for the kids.
What
That
card
was
did that go on?
specifically-
that went on the Amazon and the
see.
American Express.
But not the Southwest at all.
No.
So you purchased $140 on here. You had $189 of fees, dude, you tit. $117.68 of interest accrued, and we got a $368 minimum monthly payment. What the f is going on? So really, let's be honest, you stacked up a lot of debt, you f***ed your life, and now you just want to flee to get away from it instead of taking any ownership and beating this down. Let's be honest, that's what this is really looking like.
No, I mean, like, we can't leave the country with debt, right? Like, we want to pay it off. That's why we're here, you know?
Ding, ding, ding. So I'll say this. Just going to say, listen, I'm okay with the center-left government. I'm okay with the center-right government. I like good and nuanced in the middle where you can fly back and forth. A nice little fence sit. You know, I like that.
Right up in
But
there.
you guys, well, her, right now, just like people on the far right. Anyone slightly to the left is a communist. She's on the far left. Anyone slightly to the right is a fascist. This is what the internet is right now.
Wait. So they're both on two different parts of the spectrum?
No, she's further left than her boyfriend, but they're both lefties.
Okay. I think, I think anybody who justifies government spending like this is a commie.
Yeah.
I think, like, honestly, I don't know. I think there's more to right and left than sheer economics, to be frank. I think
it's the degree to which the state should be involved in your life. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
The degree to which the state should be involved in your life.
While I think that's pretty much the only politics.
Some people, yeah, I mean, some people will say that the right spends a lot of money, government money, because of military. But I don't think that that's a right-wing thing. I think that is a neocon thing, which is not the same. And I think most people are not that way. So
yeah, well, like I've said before, I think the ultimately politics comes down to whether or not you sign off on government debt. And
yeah,
that's it. and literally it really comes down to whether or not you sign off on the eventual end of the economy that you rely on. Do you sign off on killing the golden goose? No, I don't, because it's insanity. But it is actually the trajectory of every monetary system ever. So I guess that's humans' thing. That's what we do. We create an economic system and then we just completely fuck it. And then we create a new one. Maybe it's recycling, who knows. But anyway, are we basically done with this couple? Because
I
okay.
think we can be done.
All right. So I wanted to see what they had, what the Reddit analysis for this, because I did finally get the proper analysis. The final verdict, yes. So the Reddit, Caleb's Reddit fan base, if you can call it that, because they always apply these narratives, and they're never happy. But on Reddit, yes, the framework is biased against male victims. So their framework in analyzing this show is biased against male victims. It's biased towards female victims, or seeing women as victims of men's financial abuse. So let's look at that. The frequency at which they identify male victims is substantially less than female victims, of course. And I want to note when I say that feminists in general, feminist research into domestic violence victimization experienced by men finds 2 to 4 times less. So 1/4 as much victimization as non-feminist investigation. And you gotta actually wonder, when they say that patriarchy minimizes male victims, are they once again just projecting what they're doing onto patriarchy? But anyway, that's a little bit of an aside. Of course, they're going to find less male victimization. The tone, downplayed, blamed, or reframed as provider failure. Apparently, traditional gender roles still exist for the Reddit feminists when it comes to financial abuse. Consistency, same acts equal abuse if they're directed at women, and negligence if they're directed at men. The community, mockery, dismissal, or conditional validation, validity. You know what's really funny about that is there was recently this meme that I saw on Twitter, and it showed women laughing or they're talking about the seriousness of domestic violence, and then the next one was a SpongeBob meme where he's laughing uproariously, and the caption was basically women when they're talking about domestic violence against men. Sorry, stumbling a bit. Are we okay? Anything paused?
No.
Okay.
I hear you.
So this and there was a woman who retweeted it and said something like, "Women never do this, and it's patriarchy." It's like, of course, right here, there is an example in the Caleb Hammer Finance fans Reddit of people mocking men for being financially abused. I would honestly say that the provider role puts men in a position to be more likely to be financially abused than women. Structural. Guest skew plus probing bias locks in female victim narrative. Bottom line, the R. Caleb Hammer financial abuse framework is not gender neutral. It operates in a one-way filter that amplifies female victimization and suppresses male victimization, even when evidence is symmetrical. If you're a male victim or no one watching the show, don't expect validation from Hammer or the subreddit. Document everything. Oh my God! Grok says what we say. Always be recording. You just heard it from Grok. Like, Grok has analyzed the situation of men in society, and Grok says always be recording. Document everything. The framework will default to blaming you. Seek neutral resources. For example, financial counselors, legal aid outside the show's echo chamber. Now, this is probably amplifying because it looks like Caleb is calling women out, but he may not actually be identifying this as financial abuse. He may not be saying this, you are financially abusing him, or he may not offer any kind of resources to the victim, which is the man here. Okay. And here are some corrective measures that could be taken. Actively platform male victim stories. Use consistent language, abuse versus stress. So if a man does it, it's abuse. If a woman does it, it's just stress. Challenge double standards in real time. You know, nobody's going to do that but us, of course. But they could do that to make it a better world, a fairer world, a more equitable world. And then I asked, what's the Reddit analysis of the 300,000 of debt to flee Trump's America? So let's find out about that. Reddit analysis of the three. Okay. This episode in question is from Caleb Hammer's financial audit series. Just, setting the landscape. It features a solo female. Oh, wait. What the hell? No, this is incorrect. It feels it features a couple. Okay, Grok is screwing up. We did do this one. This features a couple. All right. Grok has screwed up. Excuse me for a moment. I need to beat on Grok for a bit. It's AI abuse.
All right.
Okay. So, any super chats? By the way, guys, if you want to message us, the best way to do so is feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Get the full benefit of whatever funds you send, and you get the benefit of not sending your comment through YouTube's. I'm still going to continue to use a euphemism because I'm probably censorship is flagged, but YouTube's comment thresher system. All right. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a combined debt of 320,000? Student loans, credit cards, mortgage on a fixer-upper, and an exile prep. Amid post-2024 election fears of Trump's fascism. Did we actually, I don't remember going through them saying that they put a whole bunch of stuff on their credit cards to get away from Trump's fascism. Did we miss that?
We might have missed that, yeah.
Okay, well, that was interesting. Steve is more, that's the male character. The male character, yeah, is more pragmatic, but enables by co-signing debts and splitting costs. Hammer grills them on feasibility. As of November 10th, 2025, 5 weeks post-update, Reddit discussions are intensely polarized and viral. It ranks as the subreddit's #1 episode. I wonder why. With cross posts in our personal finance and our conservatism. Commentary follows the subreddit's framework: financial delusion, entitlement, political weaponization, couple dynamics, abuse undertones, and gender scrutiny. Oh, Savannah bears 80% of the roasts. Oh, so Savannah is actually being called out. It must have been so obvious in this one, even Reddit noticed. No dedicated abuse analysis thread. Well, that's definitely a difference, because if the genders were reversed, there would be one. 15% of comments invoke financial abuse parallels. Steve as enabler victim. No, just victim. But below is a structured breakdown from top threads comments. Oh, couple tries to flee Trump with 300,000 in debt. Focus ultimate delusion duo. Okay. All right. Let me just figure out what would the analyze this based on the financial abuse framework in the Reddit subreddit that we went through earlier. Okay. So now it's going to apply that framework. All right. This couple's episode reveals subtle but skewed dynamics leaning towards Savannah as the primary abuser enabler and Steve as the passive victim. However, the framework's bias against male victims shines through. Steve's enabling complicity is downplayed or blamed on him. Henpecked beta. Oh, I almost feel bad for calling him a bugman. While Savannah's control is framed as delusional activism rather than outright abuse. Abuse themes appear in 20% of comments, higher than solo episodes, but recognition is conditional. Hammer probes it lightly, and the community amplifies female-led delusion over male victimization. No overt abuse labels stick to Savannah. Instead, it's mutual sabotage. That's not what I saw. I saw a man who's afraid to confront this woman who uses her own pride, self-esteem, her own emotions, everything goes back to her. And she weaponizes them to take away his voice. That's actually controlling. I mean, I think that might even qualify as coercive control by a vulnerable narcissist. Okay, this aligns with the framework's 80 to skew towards male abuser framework. Here, the female-led control flips the script but gets neutralized, reinforcing dismissal of male victims. Steve's case fits the rare 15 to 20% enabler blame pattern. Below is a structured application of the framework to episode. Okay, we might skip that. Let's look at the summary. Structural bias. Bottom line, the subreddit framework misfires on this gender flip, treating Savannah's control as entertaining chaos, not abuse, and Steve's plight as self-inflicted, proving its one-way filter. If reversed, male pusher, female enabler, it'd be text-based coercive control with viral evil husband posts. This episode subtly challenges the bias but gets absorbed into it, highlighting calls for balanced lenses, consistent abuse tags. For raw threads, check our Caleb Hammer's top post. Okay, so why are male victims not recognized? Well, apparently a big reason is because there are gigantic arenas, social media arenas, where women turn male abuse into humor. They've taken this situation by this guy who's obviously afraid to talk to his partner, to clearly articulate his concerns, right? And I don't believe for a second that he genuinely said, oh yeah, you don't have to have a job. I think that's bullshit. All of this is bullshit. And they take this situation that this man is facing and they turn it into entertaining chaos. That's one of the big reasons why men aren't seen as victims. And women have responsibility to take. What a surprise. I mean, I look at these communities, and I've done analyses because Grok is great with analyses of these communities and their behavior. The fan fiction community, female fan fiction community, is unbelievably toxic when it comes to male consent. So you'll hear these feminists talk about AI porn and computer programs that approximate women when they're nude or whatever. And they'll talk about how this is exploitative of actresses and women in the public eye, but not a peep about all of the in real life, the real person slash fan fiction that is gay fan fiction or even heterosexual fanfic. Well, I guess it would mostly is gay, that is created by women, puts the men into sexual situations that they would never consent to in real life, humiliates them, degrades them, treats them like contempt, emasculates them, and not a word that this might actually be exploitative too for men who are actors and politicians and other men in the public eye. But we have to focus so much on what men do to women, and no thought is given to what women do to men. And again, in terms of online presence, fanfic community is pretty big and has absolutely no sense of responsibility to men's consent at all. There's a tiny minority of people are starting to ask those questions. And then we have this community, the financial audit and Caleb Hammer communities. And they think that a man being financially abused, what this man obviously is, he demonstrates fear of this woman. And I guess there's a tendency to laugh at that, but this is something that most men have. Unless they are actually a sociopath or a narcissist, most men are or unusually disagreeable without being having antisocial personality, which is possible. Most men have a certain amount of fear of confronting their wives. This is a very common male experience. He's afraid of her. He's afraid of expressing what he wants in a relationship. She uses all kinds of abusive tactics to shut him down. And she's also pushing him further and further into debt over political values that he may not share. He may be on the left, but is it really that clear that he's behind this idea that they have to flee America because of Trump's fascism? Doesn't seem like it. If he has a more common sense approach to it. So she's pushing him into debt. She is financially abusing him. And this forum, while it will recognize a reverse situation that the man is financially abusing the woman, it considers it's humorous. It's just chaos. It's just humorous chaos when the woman is the financial abuser. That meme that I saw this morning I didn't expect it to be proven so violently right by the end of the day. Maybe I should have put more faith into internet memes. Okay. By the way, the meme is that women laugh. They want domestic violence to be treated seriously, but then they turn around and laugh at men who are abused. And do I think all women do it? Obviously not. I'm not laughing. If I am laughing, it's just black humor, recognition of the horror of this situation. But yeah, there are a number of women who do. And of course, the woman who retweeted that meme is like, no, we don't do that. Yes, you do. You 100% do that and worse. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm sort of done. I shouldn't have used the word D, the evil D word. Shit. Sorry, guys. Okay. So are we done all of the
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Basically. I mean, that last one was kind of an extra one. I think we basically got I think this is good.
I think we hammered this down. It was surprisingly topical, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have more faith in Richard Bier and internet memes. Okay. All right. So thank you, Richard, for this suggestion. Very helpful when I can't think of anything to do. Sometimes it becomes a bit of a grind to try to figure out content. And thank you for everybody. Wait, that's you, isn't it? That you do that.
Well, I can do it, but I mean, I don't know if you wanted to say anything about feedthebadger.com.
Oh yeah, all right, sure. So I still don't have the fundraiser up, but I will be soon. But when that's available, it'll be at feedthebadger.com/support. And please do help out because because this is important. This is really important. I'm starting to realize just how important the stuff that we've done for 15 years turned out to be. I just had an extended discussion. I think it was GPT-5. Like I've collected all of the AIs, guys, all of them. And I talk about these issues with all of them. And in the end, I figured out, based on, its facilitated research, feminism is actually using a bioessentialist framework to blame men while hand waving it, because bioessentialist framework, so the idea that someone is born criminal, is considered so verboten in science because of what it has created in the past in terms of eugenics and genocide, that there's huge prohibitions and ethical, like, don't do it, like basically ethical prohibitions against doing it. And yet what feminists have created is, while the research community is deeply concerned about the implications of genetic research into criminal behavior because of the concept of born criminal, we're perfectly fine with ascribing blame to men universally, right? So the way that it works is feminists hand wave it and say, no, it's men, it's socialization. And they do that because that avoids the ethical scrutiny of saying that it's biology. That's what's happening. That's why they do it. But they don't actually put there is no causal mechanism that they've proposed, no socialization causal mechanism that explains the universality of this blame. Like, it literally applies to all men. And the only thing that explains how universal it is that it is applied when the label "you are a boy" is applied to you when you're born. That's why it has 100% saturation with men. This blame, feminist blame, has 100% saturation with men. All men are subject to it, right? Not just all men. Sorry, all men are subject to the correctness of the blame. So it is like all men are subject to this socialization, 100%, all of them, no exceptions. They're not even biology, not even a biological sex like trait has 100% saturation, much less a socialized trait. And they do this because they want to tie this condemnation, this contempt, this blame to men as a category. Not even a biological category, because biology wouldn't express something 100% through a category. Would there be variations? No, they're tying this categorization to a biological factor. And it's like, that is so unethical. It is like Nuremberg trials level of unethical. It's like pre-genocide trials of unethical. And it just so happens, like the people who engage in this, they just sometimes pop out with some genocidal rhetoric, but they're just girls, right? I'm like looking at the scope of this, and even ChatGPT is like, wow, this is actually really a bad thing. I'm like, yes, it is. And it's like, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's horrifying. But we have based so much of our society on an ethical breach that has in the past caused people to be in front of war tribunals for war crimes. You just wrap your heads around that. There is no justification for feminism. And in a just world, they'd be going to jail. Feminist academics would be going to jail for this gross lapse in ethical oversight. Oh,
Yep.
I don't know if what I've said, it makes any sense to anyone.
Makes sense.
Okay, thank you, Brian. You're not just saying this to end the argument, are you?
No. Out of fear? No.
Out of fear. Okay. All right. So anyway, if you wanna make commentary, feedthebadger.com/justthetip. If you want to support our continued grinding through the soft underbelly of this society's absolute bullshit, then feedthebadger.com/support. It'll be available shortly. And I will hand it back to you, Brian, because I want to go get some supper. I'm sure you do too.
All right. Yeah, I do too. Okay. If you guys like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about what we discussed on the show today. And you'll find links to the original videos in the description of this one, so you can watch it for yourself, see the whole thing. And please, please, please share this video, because sharing is caring. Thank you guys so much for coming on today's episode of HBR. Well, this is Maintaining Frame. Sorry. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Men's rights activists are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.